All right, welcome in, folks. My name is Roger Scorpion speaking here. How's everybody doing? I need to take the audio quality of that. Like, you know what's going on? Hold on, I need that audio clip. Hold on, there's no fan going in here. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that audio clip. Settings. Audio. I reduce my audio, obviously. See if that fixes it. Check one, check two, check one, check two. Well, it's probably just because the music is more or less. Let's see if that does it. Check one, check two. Well, it's probably just because the music is more or less. If that does it, check one, check two. Check one, check two, check one, check two. Oh, so it was because the music was playing. That's probably why it was a glitch. All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome in. This is our Let's Chat podcast. Sorry about the audio ridiculously. I just had to fix my audio settings. So, welcome in, everybody. This is something I normally haven't done in the past, but I kind of wanted to talk about this because a lot of people don't know about certain movies that were in the back of the early 2000s, the 90s, and vice versa. One of which was on the thumbnail. Well, four of which that were on the thumbnail, and they're actually one of the four choices in the poll. And I'm hoping one of you will vote on one of those things because I feel like I'm the only one that's actually seen the shit other than Young King Blakey. But if there's any like people in the chat, like go ahead. If you've seen any of those movies that are in the poll, like please vote. Like I need to know. Like we have a choice in the poll of four movies that are pretty much very unknown yet well-known movies that were long forgotten in time, at least to my understanding. We have Fern Gully, Titan AE, Secret of Nim, and Osmosis Jones. These are four of the movies that I think not a lot of people know about, as well as not a lot of people have watched. So they're kind of the unfavorites of the group. So, but they are the favorites of the group at the same time. Like Fern Gully, top of the line. They came out with a second Fern Gully movie, not the best movie in the world, if you know what I mean. There was actually like several part twos with those kind of movies, and they didn't turn out good either. So, like Fern Gully was one of the main ones that actually didn't turn out well for part two. I mean, so and then we got Titan AE. They never got part two, which I think. Here's the thing. I think Titan AE should have gotten a part two when they were on the new planet. I swear to God, they should have gotten a part two. Like, granted, Titan AE wasn't a most popularity movie, but well, in the future it wasn't. But Titan AE, which in my opinion should have gotten a part two from a movie standpoint. It should have gotten a part two. Like for real. As a kid you wonder, oh, what's gonna happen on this new planet that they're on? But they just leave you guessing. It's like, you know, kinda was hoping for a little bit of more info than what are we gonna name this planet? I'll name it Bob, you know? And that's actually, I'm not joking about the Bob bit. That's it, literally what the character Kale Tucker named the planet that they created through the Titan AE system. They made a planet named Bob. So, and that was my biggest thing about Titan AE is that that was actually one of the very first movies in my living lifespan that I actually fully watched. That and hold on, that and this movie. This and for those that don't understand the greatness of why I'm holding, this is a VHS that we have had in our family. The physical VHS, not the movie itself. It's the physical same copy we have had in our family for over the years since I was a kid. This is the same physical VHS, same physical case, VHS tape, and all from my childhood. This is the same one. My mother's been holding on to it for years. So this is the same one. And this is quite frankly one of the greatest treasures in my collection. Um, so. But yes, that's literally what it is. Anyway, I also have coffee here, so we're gonna enjoy some coffee too. So it's kind of bitter. It's a little bit sweet. It's the perfect blend. Um, so the thing is, there's a lot of things out there. I'm also no, we're not just gonna talk about movies on this live stream. We're also gonna talk about other kind of concepts, like TV shows that were forgotten, certain PC or video games that were long forgotten and weren't popularity that should have gained popularity. One game particular I think should have gained popularity due to its well played out is Spooky Castle 2. Now, Spooky Castle 2, was it Adventures of Kid Mystic? That first one of the Spooky Castle by Hammer or whatever it was by E Games, um, that one wasn't the greatest. But when you get to Spooky Castle 2, which is now labeled as Spooky Castle 1, just labeled as Spooky Castle, but it was originally supposed to be Spooky Castle 2, Doctor Lunatic. So, but I digress. But Spooky Castle 2, The Chronicles of Bofa, that's what it's called as a secondary name. The Chronicles of Bofa. That one with the hammers, it was really freaking fun to play and all that, but I digress. Also, TV shows that were mostly forgotten. Oh my god, there's several out there that didn't get popularity and still don't get popularity. Peep in the Big Red World, Paz Penguin, Saveums, there were tonnage of different things that didn't gain popularity. But I will say one of the main shows that I think is long forgotten now, but wasn't in time of my teenagehood, Domo. A lot of people loved Domo for the longest period of time. But I think due to the newer times of technology and everything else, along a political standpoint and everything that's been going on in the world, um, Domo, as in Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, that Domo, or the Domo Furry Brown character, the Japanese mascot, that character kind of went off in time. They still sell some certain merch, but that particular character lost in time because there's no. All they really have in real life is footage, probably on Internet Archive, and also somewhere clipped on YouTube. So, um, but there's certain like aspects of certain movies, certain TV shows, and certain games that are underrated, if you will. Like Titan AE was one of my favorites because again, that was the first when I opened my eyes, first ever um, movie I ever watched as a kid is Titan AE, and you wouldn't think that was a if you were to watch Titan AE, you would think that that's not a particular movie a kid should watch, especially a toddler, an infant. But it was a very good movie, and I wasn't bothered by it as an infant, or let alone a toddler. So Titan AE is a very good movie. It's basically about. So I don't know if some of you know what AE stands for. The Titan is just Titan, but AE stands for After Earth. After Earth. Because I think this takes place when the Earth had been blown up by an alien species in the movie. So Earth had been blown up by this fucking glowing blue alien species with a queen. So, and yeah, that's why it's called Titan A After Earth. So they were trying to find new planets. The graphical quality, as well as the CGI quality of Titan A, is something really special to take into consideration. Like, it's really awesome. Ferngully is just a really good movie. It's got emotion to it. It's got drama. It's got humor. It's got comedy, and it's got a really great ending. It's like the ending of Ferngully will touch your heart and make you cry. Kind of like how particular movie made me cry as a kid. So, and that's why I keep it on this top shelf here to kind of remind me that of movies are good. So, um, but I digress. Hold on, I need to take a sip of coffee here. But also I wanted to make everyone know this because I kind of need someone to know. Okay, so as additional talk, this is not related to the video at all, but I do want to let you guys know something in case one of you that knows about Market Basket and everything's in the chat. I had gained an extra $40 from working on, someone's lawn, or not lawn, their little garden area, and I did the garden yard work, and I earned $40 today. So I will be able to afford groceries and afford the cereal chat coming this Saturday. So, and I promise you, if we don't do cereal chat in the morning of Saturday or even at all, we'll do it Sunday. So, but yes, I earned $40 today on doing gardening. Well, not really garden work, but doing physical labor. So, and that's how I earned $40. So that's gonna go towards groceries and probably maybe some pickups. I don't know. I haven't decided on what I'm gonna do with my money. I do know I want to hit up Salvation Army at some point this week. If my adopted brother, is taking me. If something happens to where I cannot go to Salvation Army because someone else is taking me, I will probably just, I don't know. I really don't know. I really couldn't tell you. So I will have to see how far that goes. I do know I have to if I do know if let's just say if for some reason I win some money on the lottery, I will probably put money on a gift card and probably order more stuff online. But if at some point I have money left over from the shopping trip, I will probably save that money for when I go. Ooh, excuse me. I'll probably save that money for when I go shopping with my mother or not shopping, sorry. For when I go get a haircut on Saturday with my mother. That's why I said if I don't stream Cerebral Chat in the morning, we'll probably do it during the afternoon or whatever. Or and if I don't do that, I will probably do it Sunday morning. It will be Sunday Cerebral Chat instead of Saturday. So, but look here, guys. We have $20. Sorry, $40 worth of money here. Plus, we're gonna have $50, 55 to be exact, because I get my usual 15. So that means we're gonna have probably some leftover money for if my mom takes me to the thrift. So we'll see about that. So that's the biggest deal, yeah. Um, but let's go back to the movie bit. I was just kind of showing you the money I earned today, so you could be reassured that we may actually have a Super Bowl chat this week, and kind of to see what we're doing this week. So, but literally a bunch of underrated movies, as well as games and TV shows. TV shows like the Save'ems, best CGI like Kid Show back in the day, in my opinion. A lot, but I know it's an over. I know it's perfectly rated. There's one TV show that is gladly forgotten. That, oh, not gladly forgotten. That's kind of forgotten, kind of not. It's a Teletubbies. It's kind of like an underrated series with the old one, but we got like the newer Teletubbies that just came out on TV back in the 2019 and 2020, 2020 or 2021. The newer Teletubbies came out. It's like, oh god, another remake. But it is what it is. I actually own somewhere in this pop. I think it's in here. It is not. But somewhere in this room, I have a Teletubby coloring book from the actual TV series itself. I just don't know what the hell it is. Um, yeah. But a lot of things with this regarding is it's really nice. So, but it is what it is. One thing's for sure. Um, we already talked about Ferngully. We already talked about Titan A. Next movie on the list is kind of a not so good favorite. I put that up there. I'm not a fan of this movie. I really don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. So it's The Secret of Nim. This is a movie about mice and rats kind of feuding or whatever, and they're fighting over turf and everything. It wasn't a really good movie, and they were talking. It was talk about the one of the female mouse's children that had pneumonia, and I actually watched. My mother actually had me watch that while I had pneumonia as a child, and that movie scared the utter living shit out of me. It scared the utter living crap out of me, and literally, I don't want to watch it ever again. Like I will never watch Secret of Nim ever again. But the next movie that was on the list on that poll is something kind of special. Um, this is a movie that I enjoyed as a kid, as well as a series that later came out on TV. The Osmosis Jones movie, as well as the series. Osmosis Jones was one of the funniest freaking kids movies back in the day. It was typical, like it was a typical '90s slash 2000s vibe. It was one of those movies you just had to watch over and over again until you got bored of it. It was, and then when you took a break for a while, it was like I need to watch that movie again. So, so yeah, that's how that goes. So, but yes, that's how it really goes. So, but that's what I like about Osmosis Jones. The Osmosis Jones movie was just one of those movies you could sit there and glare at the TV and enjoy the movie. Same thing with Titan AE and same thing with Fern God. Now, the thing about Secret of Nim is Secret of Nim was one of those cringy ass movies. It was a movie that I cringed at a lot as a kid before the cringe word was before the word cringe was actually a thing. So or before the word cringe actually became popular. But yeah, Secret of Nim was actually not a very good movie for me. It may be a good movie to others. I'm not saying it's a bad movie altogether, but it's one of those movies that I cringed as a kid because the needles to the mouses and rats, it really scared me as a kid. It really did. And for that to be in a what's the word aspect and an asset for a movie, not good for a kids movie. And I know that a lot of people are going to look at me and say, "Retro, Titan AE had Kale without any clothes on in the movie. What the hell are you talking about?" And I said, "Yeah, but it was edited to so well that you only saw a little bit of him." And I didn't really notice it as a kid. You gotta remember, kid brain. kid brain. So I didn't really notice much about it. But I never really looked down there, to be fair, because as a kid, you got the kid logic. Don't look down at someone's, But anyway, moving on. But Titan AE was one of those movies I enjoyed. It was one of the movies I enjoyed a lot. So it was a movie. I personally could sit down and watch and glare and not have an issue with getting antsy. Same thing with Osmosis Jones. A little bit Ferngully they got a little bit antsy with over time, but I digress. The one movie that made me antsy and made me so uncomfortable during the watchings of it was Secret of Nim. But I digress. But again, I watched the Tigger movie back in the day. And then, later on that came out, this is another favorite of mine that actually came out. I don't have it pulled up on screen as a thumbnail, but it's called the Piglet movie. I don't know if some of you knew this, but the Piglet movie actually was a thing. Piglet got his own movie, and it was really nice. Piglet was trying to find himself as well as find out his purpose. It was a really fun movie to watch. I mean, a lot of you new kids on the block are like, "Oh, we like Christopher Robin movie better." It's like, I get live action movies are all the rage all of today, but there is nothing that beats a good old Tigger movie or at least a Piglet movie. Good animation, good storyline, good everything. And don't get me wrong, I watched the movie with the guy that played Obi-Wan, Christopher Robin. It was a good movie. It had a great storyline, but it wasn't my cup of tea. It was very kind of uncomfortably sad. And that's the one part I didn't like about it. There was a good amount of emotion change, but at the same time, it was like weird feelings altogether. But that's where I'm at. Tigger movie, I like. I don't know why, but I enjoyed the fact that I could cry at that movie. That's one of those movies I could cry about. So, and guys, when Retroween comes, we're gonna be Retroween. Yeah, when Retroween comes about, we're actually gonna be talking about the forgotten Halloween or underrated Halloween movies that are pretty much forgotten about. We're gonna do a version of that. Or what I'm basically saying is we're gonna do a version of this stream as a Halloween stream on Retroween, on the month of Retroween, or in the month of Retroween. Yeah, right. So, but this is the basics of it. There are so many underrated movies that just become lost in time, let alone lost in out of people's minds, out of people's heritage, out of people's lineage. And what I mean by that is we as the adults, as the generation whatever, the boomers and the millennials. I'm considered a millennial, but I grew up in the early 2000s. I mean, I don't know why. I'm considered a millennial or a boomer. I'm in between a little bit, but I'm more of a millennial, that is. But I'm not your typical millennial. But anyway, moving on. But the thing is, I grew up in a time where there was, Kids WB, there was 4Kids TV, there was things like Cubics, Kirby Right Back at You, Teletubbies, Save'ems, Blue's Clues, the old one with Steve, and all that good old goody good shit. I also grew up with the time of PC games being like I Spy Spooky Castle, I Spy Mystery, I Spy Fantasy, all them shits. I also grew up with PC games like Wheel of Fortune, Clue, Monopoly, Spooky Castle, the majority of it. So it was all those games that I enjoyed. I also grew up around the time where you could actually play the old PC game of Hasbro, Candyland, with the CGI like 3D like course. Whenever you moved a step in the game, it showed you like a video like footage imagery of you moving on the board in front of you, like first person sort of. That was like how it was for me. I used to play that on my mother's old computer. So But yeah, it is what it is, and it was fun. So don't don't let it pass you by. All right. But yes, this was a great week so far, earning $40. Oh, it's over there. It's gonna be really great to get some. I really think for this coming week, I think instead of buying, well, no, we're definitely gonna buy cereal. We're probably gonna buy cereal this week, and we're gonna buy it for Sunday. But I do want to do a nostalgic dinner video, and we're probably gonna buy a what is it? Kids cuisine. We're probably gonna buy some more kids cuisine. I'm definitely gonna buy some kids cuisine because kids cuisine was the most nostalgic thing back in my day, back in my younger days, like really younger days, kids wise. Like, and I noticed the last time I had bought kids cuisine, they changed the penguin character so much, he modernized him. It's like, oh no, not him too. So that's the only issue I have with that. They modernize a bunch of to get the new kids on the block to like it. And that's the main issue I have with it. It's like, oh, I don't like this character. And then they have to modernize it just for the kids to like it. It's like, come on, man. Keep something the same. But I digress. Alright, in about a little less than 2 minutes, guys, we are going to be going to end this. This is only going to be a half an hour stream. So, alright, guys, thank you so much for watching this stream. I am so happy that I done this stream because I haven't done a successful podcast for a couple days. But excuse me. Make sure. Hold on, I need to make sure I didn't get anyone in the chat. I know in chat, but there were a couple lurkers, which is fine. But yeah. So I'm just waiting for it to get to the mark of 29 minutes so I can do my close. All right, folks, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a commentary in that little description below. If you like this video, and I'll see you later. May the retro be with you. Stay retro. If you're not retro, you're repro. Live long and prosper. Peace and long life. And kaplow. And don't forget, if you haven't seen this full video, either restart it or please be kind and rewind. Bye, guys. I'm going to get the music going here in a minute, so hold on. Music going.